My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And it's another day. Well, today's Monday. It's another day and yet another stupid Doctor Who article. I mean, honestly, it seems like we have an unending supply. And it's really quite incredible. It's like people have been writing these for the last couple of years while the Chibnall Whittaker era Doctor Who droned on agonizingly, and then they were just waiting up, saving all these up till till they said they're going, oh happy day, oh happy day. Really, I know there's a very good chance what could come next is a lot worse. And by the way, if you're somebody who likes this era, God bless you, and I believe in God, okay? So I actually mean it when I say God bless you, whatever you want to bless you, bless you. I have nothing against you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm a bit jealous of you. I wish I was, but then again, I'm glad I'm not, because it means, I'm not experiencing the effects of a terrible head injury. And no, I'm not saying you have to have had a terrible head injury to like this era of Doctor Who. I just don't understand. I don't understand how somebody could like Doctor Who and like the current era of Doctor Who. It seems to be like, well, I like this thing and I like this thing, which is completely opposite. Completely opposite. But okay, if you like it, groovy, baby. Okay, groovy. I'm happy for you. I didn't much. Okay, I don't know if I was being coy about it. I really haven't enjoyed it that much, and it's. It turns out none of the media did. All through the time when they're telling us it's the bestest ever. Bestest ever. So today we're going to be looking at Screenrant. Screenrant has a wonderful article where it says, you know what Doctor Who needs? In fact, you know what Chris Chibnall needed? You know what Chris Chibnall lacked to make his ideas work? He lacked one really vital component. What was that vital component? That vital component that Chris Chibnall could not live without. And it's a vagina, right? It's a magic vagina, because that magic vagina makes everything right. Although, wait a minute, you don't need a vagina to be a woman now, okay? Cheers, mate. If you just identify as a chick, you're back in vogue. That puts you higher up on the progressive stack than Jodie, and then she's gonna have to take the can, right? Okay, so Chibs, you've got to start identifying as a chick, baby, right? Why not? Again, from what I can tell, you literally have to do nothing. Okay, maybe put a dress on for a couple of days. That's it. But then once you do that, the heat's off. Okay, the heat is off. I wish I was joking, but it's so true, isn't it? Anyway, fine. So we're going to be reading this article on Screenrant. Can you hit the like button? That'd be quite nice. You know, that'd be really quite chummy of you. Thank you very much. Can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? Can you hit the subscribe button? And you know, I say this every day on every video. It still remains true. I am very grateful. Thank you very much. I mean, you know what? It's really. This is just a quick aside. There's this discussion in the Babylonian Talmud, which is like 2,000 years old, about what is the most important commandment in the Old Testament for Jews, right? And you know, what the three rabbis they give like different. Two of them give like these very obvious outlandish, like this thing is huge, and the third rabbi chooses quite a mundane service that was done every day, right? And because his idea was, you've got to be able to find the what's the word I'm looking for? The specialness, the wonderfulness, the incredibleness in things that are commonplace, right? Things that happen every single day. So I say thank you every day, and I really genuinely mean it. I wish I was a way you could just look inside my head, or look inside my heart. Actually, that's more true. And you can see I really genuinely mean it. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you're subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. That'll be fan. That'll be double dozy. Everyone be super nice. And I think. We seem to be in the final straight now, okay? I think we're over the latest hurdle for my Indiegogo, right? I got it mostly remastered, ready for the printer, and I didn't know it needed to be remastered. It was oh my god! But now let me just show you what it is. It's 2 books. We got Biblical Bible Stories, Integrated Restless Rogues. This is the one that's remastered, 220 pages long. And each page took me about 3 minutes. Okay, so you do the math, okay? That's how long it took me. So this one is only 105 pages long. Thank goodness. And most of it, and not most of it, there's a lot of it that are like text pages, so they're easy to do. But I got another, I don't know, about 60, 70 comic book pages to do. So that's actually going to be quite quick. That's like 2 days. But so I should be ready to go to print this one. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it a bit better. Because this one I wrote, and the art was by Dominic Rancho. Freaking awesome. He's just a great artist. I hope I can do more work with him. He did all the extras, the Noble Savages poster, the male gaze cards. So Dominic Rancho, freaking awesome. Thank you very much. Go check out video notes. It's going offline the minute I get that it goes to print, right? And like, when's that going to be? I don't know. I thought it would have been a week ago. Okay, I thought it was a week ago. Hopefully this week. We're hoping this week. Okay, very good. Let's have a look at this article. Doink. And again, I'm looking at Chibs, wearing a suit and not suit and tie, suit, jacket and suit-ish. You don't even need to get changed, mate. You can so identify as a woman. Identify as a woman, and then can you identify as like a brown-skinned woman? Like, why not? And I'm not taking the piss. I really don't understand the rules, right? If you can identify as something that is that is the opposite of your physical characteristics, like if you have a penis, which is generally up until now considered a reasonably male organ, right? It was like, if that was the case, maybe you could have brown skin. I don't know. I don't. None of it makes sense to me. I remember a couple of years ago, somebody wanted to be change their age to be 20 years younger, right? And he was going to say, "I'm not going to take a pension. I'm doing good." It seems to me like, what's the difference? Again, if you're saying I have a vagina and I'm a boy, it just seems to be your personal perception seems to be going against the physical reality, right? And we've decided in society your personal perception trumps the physical reality. Forgive me for using the terrible word "trumps." I know that upsets a lot of people. So I don't know. Why not with age? I'm not being a. Oh, I am being a dick. I was going to say not being. I am being a dick, but I genuinely don't know the rules. I don't think anybody really knows the rules. Anyway, Chibs, that's just a personal bit of advice from me to you. Identify as the chick, and then you have to stop taking the rap for it. You can put it all on Jodie. That would be funny. Man, I nearly dropped my phone off the table there. I got too excited. Fine. Doctor Who's best new showrunner can perfect Chibnall's goals. Okay, no one can. Okay, look, there's the expression. There's no polishing a turd, mate. There is no polishing a turd. That might be. That might be the title of this video. Screenrant discovers there's no polishing a turd. Or Screenrant doesn't understand there's no polishing a turd. Okay, it could be. We could go along with that. That way I could do like a Photoshop Chris Chibnall's face onto a turd. God. I might get in trouble for that. Trouble is. Here's the truth. If you're a guy like me who does stuff, right? Does stuff because you're like, oh, that'd be a laugh. You never know what you're going to get in trouble for. The things that you don't think you're going to get in trouble for are the things that you universally get in trouble for. Things you think you're going to get in trouble for, quite often you get in trouble for those as well. Okay, that's basically the truth. Okay, Christian was leaving Doctor Who in 2022. Yes! Yeah! And every time I say it, this is a genuine expression of elation. And I know it could be. I know it could go better. It could be worse. How? Like, for me, this isn't even Doctor Who, right? Like, whatever. I mean, I hope they make it worse this year. I hope they do. The Thasmin, the scissoring in the TARDIS. To detach it more from the world of Doctor Who. I just think that would be quite funny. But Christian was leaving 2022, his best replacement at the showrunner could be Sarah Dollard, because she has the magic vagina, right? The power of the vag. Her magic vagina can make anything better. Even Christian. So let me get. So Screenrant's basic premise is, if you have a magic vagina, you can polish a turd. That's pretty impressive. I tell you, I'm somewhat envious of not having a magic vagina. So, because I wish I could polish a turd as well. Who produced Bridgerton? I've never seen Bridgerton, but it didn't really look like my sort of thing. Right? It looked like, I have really no idea what it's about, but I had, you know who liked it, generally speaking? Girls. It was a very girl-centric show, which, yeah, I guess is what they like. You know, they don't like that masculinity. Ew, that's a bit toxic, isn't it? Fine. So, but Sarah Tallard, she did write Doctor Who before. I think she wrote pre-Chibnall and some quite good episodes. If I'm recording, I guess they're going to talk about it in the article. Fine, let's have a look. Oh man, I need a swig. Yeah, no, it's only water. Yes, yeah. I should have a bottle of Jack Daniels, a bottle of Iraq. Have you ever had Iraq? Okay, Iraq is like the go-to rock gut in Israel, and you get it in the supermarket. Like, yeah, you can send your 5-year-old out to get a bottle of Iraq, which is as a proof of about 78%. It's like licorice flavored liqueur, not liqueur, licorice flavored alcohol. And yeah, if you do end up drinking a bottle of it, you will wake up on another planet, completely naked, surrounded by aliens. That's the type of drunk it makes you. Fine, Sarah Tallard will be the best pick as the new Doctor Who showrunner, and that's just science. That's just science talking. I know. She could actually fulfill some of Chris Chibnall's goals because she has the magic vagina. Oh, all hail, magic vagina, all hail. No one can fault the current Doctor Who showrunner on his ambition. Hello? I can fault him. I think most people watching this can fault him. Yeah, no, but because his ambition was to have everybody say he's the bestest ever because he made a girl Doctor Who, right? That was his ambition. And I do fault it, right? So I think who wrote this? Thomas Bacon. Listen, Tom Bacon, a fantastic meat. Bacon, a fantastic meat. I haven't had it for how long have I been religious? Like 1990, was it 91? So 30. I haven't had bacon in 30 years. I still remember it tastes freaking awesome. Bacon is awesome. Not such a good thinker. Great for the breakfast meat. Bad for the article. Fine. So yeah, you're not been entirely right so far. No one voted criminal for his ambition with the long-time Doctor Who fan even daring to rewrite the source continuity and retcon the Doctor as the timeless child, and that just worked out great, didn't it? There was no downside to that. That just worked out fan-dabby, double dozy. Nobody was upset about that until. Who predated even the Time Lord race and just made it boring and crap. Unfortunately, his execution hasn't been great. How could you execute that without it being a disaster? Really? I mean, what's your plan? How are you going to execute that without being a crushing disaster? We're going to make the character very, very dull and to remove all the stakes from the character and have it not make sense, and make the entirety of the show, the 60-year history of the show, more or less, yes, irrelevant and not make sense. And again, this ambition that you said that nobody could afford was to make the Doctor less white and less male, because that's scary, wary, but mainly scary, wary for white males that live on Twitter. Very odd that, but it is. So what execution? What execution of the destruction of Doctor Who would have gone down better? I am intrigued. I would like to know. And as a result, the Chibnall era has proved deeply divisive. Not really. I have to tell you. I was thinking that there's an ongoing thread on my channel. It's been going on for about a year and a half, more than that. Going on since I would say December 2019. That we have a public official in my local town, and I do take exception to that public official because we were very unified. We had in our little town, we were all different, and we were all kind of unified. And I just think that's a kind of holy thing, right? That's I think that's really the cornerstone of most religions for us to see basic sameness and unify and recognize there's no real difference between us, right? So he was a divisive figure. He was very into chasing people out of synagogue. And like, no, I mean, not literally, but like he did false because of him. Dozens of people no longer go to synagogue. I mean, this is not my imagination. This actually happened, right? So I had a big problem with him. And he had strangely he had quite a few supporters, and all the supporters seem to be the people who are more into the ritualistic, an outward and a public performance of ritualistic Judaism. The people who would like to think of themselves as the most righteous and the most religious. So they kind of missed the point, right? But and a couple of weeks from now, thankfully this guy is moving on. We hope to pass this news, but he's moving out of this position that he's been in. I was thinking this morning, actually last night, what's really happened is we have more unity now than ever before. Because I've had friends who have had my back, I've had my friends' back, and I think it's brought us. And people who I've been in had reasonably bitter arguments with. And this incident has brought us all together. The same things kind of happened with I think Doctor Who fandom. You made a lot of noise about being getting rid of all that toxic fandom. Remember, that's us, your fans, at the beginning, and then you basically got rid of us, and you didn't like it being so empty and lonely. So then you started crying. It's the same sort of thing. I don't think it's been divisive. I think it's been more unifying than anything. I think fandom right now is what's left of it is more unified than it's been for quite some time. But Chibnall's time with the long-running sci-fi series is now coming in. Oh, happy day! Oh, happy day. Chibnall's. The reason why I think this is good news and it's not going to get into anything worse is because it took a particular alignment of completely unqualified and unsuitable people to make the travesty, which is the current era of Doctor Who. I think it seems to me they've got to be miraculously unlucky or lucky, depending how you want to look at it, to make it any worse, or to get anything any worse than it's already been. But Chibnall's time with the long-running sci-fi is now coming to end. Both Chibnall and star Jodie Whittaker will depart the TARDIS after Series 13 and 3 subsequent specials, which will air in 2022. Naturally, and I can't believe they gave him an extra one. I mean, okay, that's great. I guess maybe they need to do a contractual obligation for HBO Max. Could be. That would make sense. 9 episodes. That might be the minimum or so. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Or the BBC just might be mind-meltingly stupid and said, that thing that doesn't work at all and makes us look stupid beyond stupid. Oh, boy, talking about looking stupid beyond stupid, BBC. They just spent $85 million. I heard this morning. $85 million building new sets for EastEnders, which is currently getting its lowest ever rating. Maybe you don't want to make everybody gay. Like, when anybody ever has a kid, it's like you can time your watch by, I'm gay, Dad. Yeah, we know. How do we know you're in Albert Square? God, honestly, I think there's some kind of field, some weird generator. Maybe the Rani left it in the Queen Vic right after Dimension of Time. That just makes men want to suck dicks. I'm in Albert Square. Maybe that. And actually, I haven't seen these standards for years, so maybe it's probably worse than that. It's probably sad. No, what's the are they into trans people? I know, whatever it is, whatever the cause du jour is that makes them feel good about themselves. That's what's happening in EastEnders, which nobody really gives a shit about anymore. 85 million, well spent by the BBC. 85 million of your money. Cancel your license fee today, so they can't do any more of this crap. I would love them cancel. I love so many people cancel the license fee. They can't give themselves bonuses anymore. That would be great. And the bonuses are the last things going. Like, the bonuses stay till after the television cameras are going. Right? They're the longest lasting things. We're coming in. So coming at the end. Both Chibnall will be departing on the 13th. Okay. And 2022. All attention and identity of the 14th Doctor, but Doctor Who's biggest challenge is replacing Chibnall, not Whittaker, because the showrunner makes all the most important decisions. That's true. And it was, I like, oh boy, I like to think of myself as a reasonably smart person who can see things coming. I did not see that coming a million miles away. And still, even though I know how bad he is, he always exceeds, Chibnall always exceeds all my expectations of suck, right? It always is worse than I think it's going to be. When Rusty Davis stepped down, there was an heir apparent in Steve Moffat, but this time it's a much tougher call. Yes, because he's hired incompetent writers who are unqualified because of their skin color. Mallory Blackman, or was it Marjorie or Mallory Blackman? And then he won't edit them or won't criticize anything they do because they're higher up on the progressive stack. Chibs, mate, to get all the power in the world, put a dress on. I don't know what, like, come on. I don't know how you haven't worked this out yet. Just put a bloody dress on. Was it Sarah Dollar would be the best choice. And again, that's just science talking. An accomplished writer and producer, she has experience with Doctor Who, having written excellent Face the Raven and Thin Ice. Tell you, they're two good episodes. They are two damn strong episodes. I like both of them, right? I mean, do I like them because of Capaldi? I don't know. I think they're both superior Capaldi episodes, right? Yeah, okay. She can bring it, especially Face the Raven. I thought that was very good. Thin Ice in seasons 9 and 10. Interestingly, the latter of this script shows the same kind of social edge Chibnall was keen to bring into the show, but handled much more effectively. Yeah, listen, there was this bit in Thin Ice where they have like black people in Victorian, or was it Edwardian London? And I just didn't think there was that many black people then. And they said, no, absolutely. There were plenty of black people. I mean, probably less than there were, you know, now, but there were. Firstly, I find that interesting, quite frankly. But then I read maybe that was bullcrap. I don't know. I'm not a historian, and if I was, I'm not a historian in that era. I really don't know. It wouldn't bother me either way, right? But if that was indeed the factual, it was handled well, right? It was handled extremely well. Or it could just be something like Empress of Mars, where they had the one black red coat British soldier from Victorian British, and yeah, there was one, right? There was one in the entire reign of the Victorian Empire, as far as I know, and he happened to, and he wasn't even that specific one. He was just a guy who goes, black people are everywhere, people. No, why don't they just like show things relatively believably and accurately? And there's just this. Again, it's all because they have this insane religious belief in this thing called unconscious bias, that you cannot control yourself from not liking black people in any form of authority or being seen on TV. Because why? I can't even remember why. Oh god, it's all so stupid. But that's why they do this nonsense. Having said that, Thin Ice, good episode. Thin Ice sees Doctor Who confront British racism, saying that Chibnall, not really, it was one line. It was like, history is a little, what was it? It was, what is saying? History is a little more blended, or little more, what was it? There's more color in history, or something like that than you were taught in school. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I know that people telling me these things are lying about a lot of other things and causing death and destruction, about the things they are getting to implement. But maybe. I'm not denying it. I have no knowledge base on this. Confront British racism, something Chibnall seems oddly unaware of, in spite of having the most diverse TARDIS crew. Again, I don't know where you think there's so much British racism. Right? I mean, because they voted for Brexit? Is it still that? Is it really? Because some people in England didn't hate Trump. Look, if that's the reasons you think there's British racism, then, mate, you're living in Egypt because you know where you are. You're deep in denial, mate. That's not true. It's just I just don't think Britain is a racist country. I don't. And that's not say. And when I say not a racist country, I do believe racism occurs. I did. But I think it probably occurs less there than, say, I don't know, Nigeria. I think it occurs everywhere. You want your writing to be as truthful as possible, Darla explained in an interview with Geeked Out. So for me, there was just no way to write about a woman of color going into the past on Earth without acknowledging how a color of her skin would have an impact on how the people treated her. Yeah, okay, 100%. I do agree with you. And for me, it did work, right? But I don't remember it being such a big deal, right? I think if Bill went around talking about how much he loves having sex with women, right? She also likes a magic vagina, doesn't she? Oh, yes, we do. Obviously, it also had to be entertaining. Well, that's not so obvious, is it? Have you seen Doctor Who for the last couple of years? Obviously, it had to be entertaining and true to the tone of the show. Yeah, well, that's a line that's been forgotten by Chibnall. So I tried to make it an intrinsic part of the story rather than just an add-on. Yeah! Good for you, Sarah. And again, solid stories. This awareness means that she could actually accomplish Chibnall's goal, giving Doctor Who a more nuanced social wedge. No, she didn't. Not giving Doctor Who a more nuanced social wedge. Doctor Who has always had this more nuanced social wedge up until now, when it was run by morons. I mean, even go back to the black and white era. What was the example I gave yesterday? 10th Planet. You had a black astronaut, which was like kind of crazy in '66, right? It was crazily progressive. It's always struck me as being a reasonably progressive show, and I liked it for that. The problem is being progressive now means you're a fascist, and I'm not really on board for that, right? I think people should be free. I think freedom is a good thing. This awareness means you actually come to terms and give me a more nuanced social edge. Okay, look, you might be talking me around, right? You might be talking around. I'm not 100%. That line makes me see that she knows what she's talking about. I just think you need somebody who really understands Doctor Who to executive produce it with her, like Russell T Davies or Stephen Moffat, right? Who I understand a lot of people don't like many episodes in their era. Something that really struck me about both their eras is when not both of them, whenever they're interviewed and talk about Doctor Who, they talk about it with such deep intelligence, right? It really is. They're very, very smart about Doctor Who. Any Doctor Who showrunner faces them an enormously demanding job, and candidates need experience as producers as well as writers. Fortunately, Dollard has that in spades, and particularly notable for her work as producer for Netflix Bridgerton. Again, my daughters loved Bridgerton. Maybe she's a good writer. Right? Maybe this is actually a good pick. Who knows? And that's a series with a sharp social edge and a Black Queen Charlotte, which isn't a historical as many viewers assumed, and lavish production, perfect training for Doctor Who. You're making a good argument. I hate to say it, okay? Fine, you stop babbling, you're making a good argument. What's more, Dollard has indicated that while she's unable to work with Chibnall during the Jodie Whittaker tenure, she's been in touch with Chibnall and has at least a conversation about his plans. Oh, because she's been working on Bridgerton. Look, honestly, sounds like that he should have hired her as head writer, and he shouldn't be writing any scripts. That's really the trick to make Chibnall would have been better if he didn't write any scripts, because he's just not very good. And he's one conversation about his plans. That could potentially mean she's well positioned to pick up the baton. Why would you want to pick up the baton of this utter failure? It remains to be seen whether Dollard could be tempted to return Doctor Who in such a high-profile position. Given her success with other programs, however, she is certainly qualified. Hopefully, she'll be amendable, though. It will be great to see what the Dollard era Doctor Who would look like. So listen, you made a good argument. I have to say, after taking the piss out of you for most of the article, you made a good argument. However, I just feel with the train wreck that this era has been, and it's been an absolute train wreck, that you really just need to go with back to basics, right? And I think that needs a male showrunner and probably a male Doctor Who. Look, Doctor Who is reasonably masculine in its DNA, right? I do think a woman could have played the role, but I think Jodie Whittaker has torpedoed that, if not forever, for the near future. If there's any sense, if there's any common sense in making Doctor Who, which we haven't seen much of lately from anybody at all involved. So yeah, I just feel they have to go back to a male showrunner and a male doctor, because men and women are different. And I know that's something that we don't like you saying today, but men and women are different. Men and women have different energies. Men and women have different sensibilities. And I just feel Doctor Who is, at its core, it's a masculine show, right? Has a masculinity about it. And moving away from that, probably in any way, shape, or it might work, but I just don't think they're in a position now after the devastation wrought by Chris Chibnall or Jodie Whittaker to be able to experiment as much as they might want to, which is kind of tragic because Doctor Who is built on experimentation and moving forward, and I think this era has certainly curtailed that. So there you go. They actually ended up with making a reasonably good argument. Who would have thought that at the beginning? But at least we have something to laugh at. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Not stop. When new videos drop.